Hello everyone, I welcome you back to this particular segment of the word processing. Our main concern today will be looking at the different skills and experiences within a table. You may be given a table in word processing and you want to see how far can you go about it. What different questions can be posed out of the table. So please pay attention as I take you through. So you may be told to insert a 5 by 5 table, which means a table with 5 columns and 5 rows. So we come to the insert tab, we got the table, we insert the table. So there are 5 columns here, even here I will insert 5 rows. I click OK. So when you click OK, the table is inserted in that format. We can resize this table using this resize button here, such that all rows and columns are resized equally, and even the cells will have equal length and width. We can still move the table to any other position just by using this moving button. Then I will start filling in my values as given to me. Then I see which questions can be posed. So after entering all my values, this is my table. That's how it looks like. So you may be asked to change the font of the entire table to book Antiqua. Therefore you have to highlight and you come here, you change it to book Antiqua. So that's it. You may be told to insert a column after the last column and you name it total. So you just have to highlight the last column and insert columns on the right. So they have told us to call this total. So we want to see how can we calculate the total in Word minus typing the total manually there. We click where we want our answer to be inserted. We got the layout tab, we got the formula. So you are seeing our formula, it is saying equals sum left, so it is going to sum all figures on its left. So it has summed all these figures on its left. So what someone can say that we can type this manually, but when I type it manually here, when you click in this, you will see that there is a shading effect applied on these figures, which is not the case here. So don't think that they cannot see or anybody cannot trace that this was calculated automatically. So we got the next part. We also sum. Now here science comes in. It is saying that it wants to sum the above, yet for us we still want to sum the left hand side. Therefore I will come here and type in left. Then I click OK. I sum here. Again it is saying above, I will put in left because I'm still interested in summing the left hand figures. I will do the same here. Again type in left. So that's how we can calculate the total. Someone can say, how do we calculate the average? So when you want to calculate the average, I will insert in my column here on the left and I call it average. So when I click here, I will go here, then I will have to delete all this formula. I go to the paste function, I look for the average and type in left. So I see that. Then I do the same thing here. I go to formula, I delete this again. I paste or I type. I can type it manually, but if you are not well conversant with the spelling, I just paste here. Then I say left. The same thing. You do the same here. So let me try to type it and we'll see whether it works also. I will type in left, then it works still. So that's it. That's how we can calculate There are very many formulas. When you look at them here, you just come and paste, whether maximum, minimum, mod, or even if you want to use the if function. There are very many there, but for purposes of time and for this tutorial, I will just stop at that. After all, we have got the concept of it. Assuming we want to insert a row below, so we shall just say insert rows below. I will call this maximum mark. Then I will come here, insert formula. Then I come here, paste max above. Are you seeing? So having calculated the maximum mark in each and every subject, I can decide also to calculate the minimum mark. So this will be my minimum mark. I will do the same here. Come here, I will say this is min, then I click OK, and I do the same here. So after also calculating the minimum mark, my table will look like that. Then a question may come and tell you that assuming a student was skipped in between Evers and Derek, assuming a student was skipped in between Evers and Derek, insert a row and fill in his figures, then the figures may be given to you. So there are two alternatives. You can come here and right click and say insert row below, then you fill in, or else you can come to this one, right click and say insert above, so it will also still create that row there. So assuming that student was Sharon and her mark in math is 99, 98 in English, 88 in SST, and science has 100. Therefore, I will calculate even her average here. I will first calculate her total, because when we calculate the average first, it will sum up that figure and it will become difficult for us to get the correct average. So I will say left. That's it. So here I'll say formula. Then here I can look for the average. Left. So that's it. Otherwise, if I start with the average and then get the total, even the average will be part of the total. That's why I first calculated the total before I calculated the average, and in the same way, that's why I first inserted the total first and then created the row this side of the column of average this side. So that's it. Now that has been all with the calculations and the insertion of new columns and rows. Now I want to go to another sensitive part. You may be told to play around with the table borders. The question may come and tell you that change the table borders to a 3-point double line red border, a 3-point double red line border. So you can highlight the table, come to the home tab, there are borders here, or you can find them to this borders here, then you select borders wherever you go. If you use this of the home tab, you come here, then you say borders and shadings. So you see we are still in the same one. So we shall look for the double line, then we shall look for the 3PT, and we shall look for the color red, and then we shall click OK. So that's how it will look like. Another question may say, maybe you may be told again to play with the borders and say to change to another format. You may be told to change to a dot dash, color green, and 2¼ point. So you see that. That's how it looks like. want us to see various changes. You may be told to apply a wave red, so that one does not have a point. We shall just do that. So that's our table. So you can change the borders as many as you could, so long as the question gives you all those provisions. So I will come back and select my lines here. I will come, select, there is a line I want, that one. So I will apply my red color. I may be told to center line all the figures in my table. To center line all the figures in my table, I highlight them, then I center line them. I may be told to middle align them. So I see this is center, but this is top center, which means we can bring them here in the middle, or we can bring them to the center bottom. Then when it comes to all those alignments, which means we have to shift beyond this and go to the layout tab, and we look at these ones. So this is top center, as I said, but this is middle or center. Are you seeing it? So that is being in the center of all. Here center. But when we say top center, that's it at the top, but centered. Bottom center is that, whereas now when it comes to center right, it is that, but we are interested in the center itself. So that's it. We may be told to bold the first column and the first row. So that's it. So we may be told also to insert maybe a picture or a clip art behind. I can come here and look for my picture, books. I'm inserting this one and I close. So for purposes of neatness, I will change the wrap text around it to behind the text, then I move it anyway. That's it. So hope everyone has understood how to play around with the table. Next time when you meet such questions of the table, I know you will be able to tackle them as far as this tutorial is concerned. Those have been just borders and calculations, but there are still some other questions that can come across. Now, like they can say shade or apply a yellow background on a student with the highest total and average, who is Eva. So I will come and highlight Eva like this, then I come to my shadings. I can come here, then I look for the shading here, or else I can come here, then I look for the shading here. That is a shading. Then I want us to differentiate between a shading and a text highlighter. When I apply a text highlighter here, it is this one. When I put it there yellow, are you seeing that it highlights only text, but it doesn't not cater for the space? Therefore, don't mix up the text highlighter with the shading. So we may be told to merge these empty spaces. I can come, right click and say merge cells. So you see, merging means that you just exclude the borders within the cells and it becomes one small cell or one bigger cell. That is merging. But we can still split it. What we do, we just go back to the layout tab, we say split cells. Then it asks you how many columns do you want to have in that particular cell and how many rows. According to this, we have 2 columns and 2 rows. Therefore, I will say 2 columns, 2 rows, such that it comes back as it was. But I can still split it more, whereby just say split 3 columns and 1 row of that nature. So depending on what the question is telling you, but for me, I'm interested in splitting it to take it back to its original format, to the 2 rows and the 2 columns. Thank you very much for following us. Thank you. Don't forget to call us and to like our videos on YouTube. You just Google videos by Mr. Frank HP. You will be able, or by Mr. Frank, you will be able to watch these videos on YouTube. Like them, subscribe to our videos, and get more of this content. Thank you very much. Thank you.